Hey, what's up, plant nerds? Good to see you here again on the channel. Today we're down here in my driveway. I did a little bit of planting, which I'll show you, but mainly what we're going to do today is kind of plan out, get us some ideas. I want to make a huge order soon. Let's buy a bunch of plants and go ahead and knock out a couple of these beds while we're still in spring. It's still cool and the working conditions are good. So put on your shoes, let's go walk the driveway and get some ideas. All right, so you guys can get your bearings. The house is there. This will be one of the first beds that we have irrigated. The driveway just kind of continues on up around that area. This is probably the most part sun, part shade bed that we have. So it opens up a lot of possibilities, but we do have to keep in mind that the deer love the entire driveway, so we've got to kind of keep that in mind. There's a beautiful Japanese maple. I believe this one is a Rito Nishiki. Yes, it is. And just look at the variegation on those leaves. It's pretty happy right here in this kind of shady little spot. I've got a Coral Bells Euchera planted down below it. Just threw that in the ground the other day. And if y'all watched any of my videos, y'all know my landscaping design really is for trialing of different plants. So I don't do a lot of mass plantings, you know, grouping of 4, 5s, and 6s. I do a lot of single plantings just because I like to watch them grow and I love to have the variety. We've got a real cool Akuba down here in the shade. It's doing great. Hopefully the deer won't munch on it. Then let's kind of walk up here, see what else is happening. Our tractor seat plant, our Farfugium, is starting to come out now. And then I just threw in this Mojito Colocasia the other day. This is a perennial for us here in zone 8A, so it should come back every year. Just a beautiful splattered leaf pattern. And then our patch of canna lilies are coming back with a vengeance right here. They're doing great. They love this spot. Kind of stays nice and moist right here in this area because it stays somewhat shady, and then from the irrigation everything kind of drains downhill. So this was a good one if you've got kind of a wet spot in your yard. We've got a nice hosta here that's come back that I'm surprised the deer haven't mowed down just yet. And now as I say that, that probably will happen real soon. We've got an amaryllis bulb that evidently I planted here last year. It's fixing to open up. And here's the little bit of planting that I did over the weekend. Got some pineapple coleus right here with its real pretty chartreuse leaves. And then I just threw some impatiens in down here underneath this rising sun redbud. We've got to get in here, get this mulched, but look at the cool color. I put the yellow coleus in here because this rising sun redbud just has the coolest foliage. Has that real chartreuse and somewhat orange leaf to it. It is a variegated tree. You kind of got to get close up to see the variegation, but see how it's kind of splotched? Just a really beautiful tree. Very popular. We can't keep them at the nursery, but this is kind of a good example of the sunlight that they like. So this gets probably 3 to 4 hours of direct sun a day, and then it's going to get shade in the afternoon. And with redbuds, that's very important. They will live out in full sun, but they prefer to have some afternoon shade. And then check the cool foliage out on this Carolina Sweetheart redbud. Another variegated specimen. Look at that cool leaf. We've had trouble finding these. I found this one up in the mountains of North Carolina and just had to have it. Just got amazing leaf color to it. One of my favorite trees for sure. And our fig tree fortunately came back. We had that late frost, and all the leaves that were out got killed, and I wasn't sure if she was going to come back or not. But hopefully it'll have time to bud and set some fruit for us. But figs do great in this area. We're in Aiken County, and this is one of the most easy fruits that you can grow around here. And the same thing happened with our Flipside Vitex. This is a chase tree. Beautiful purple flowers, great little small tree. Pollinators love it, but it got knocked way back. We need to come in here and prune off some of these dead limbs. That late cold got it pretty bad too. I really was worried about it, but she's flushing back out now and should do just fine. And as long as it's on the availability list when we go to do our big order, and I'm knocking blooms off left and right, this is Baptisia. So Baptisia is actually a native shrub for us here, and the deer evidently do not like it because they have not messed with this guy. So I think for this instance, we definitely will do a group planting. Since we know it's deer resistant, we can go ahead and I might even go ahead and order 10, as long as they're on the availability list, just put 10 in here. But I want this bed just slap full of plants, mulched, make it look pretty. It looks kind of crappy right now, and it's getting on my nerves. That's why we're gonna go ahead and put in the big order. But that being said too, if you have any ideas of deer resistant plants, please put them in that comment section below. Let me know. And if it's on the availability list, I'll get it ordered for us. We'll plant it and we'll see how it does right here in this little area. And here's one that's really gonna cost us some money because this is a big bed. We're up on the hill now. I'll show you guys behind us. That's the little curve, the bed that we were just in. It stays more shaded and it's got better soil, whereas this is just kind of a sandy hill and it's really barren. I weed eated the other day. We've got a lot of grasses already planted up here, so I think we're going to come back in with some more grass-like plants. We've got one color guard yucca. This bed looks so sad. Hate even showing it to you guys, but when we make our big order and we get in here and do our planting and mulch it, it's going to look so much better. That's why I'm showing it to you guys now, so that you can see the transition. So let's do that, y'all. Let's get us some grasses, some more drought resistant type plants, and deer resistant hopefully. And then I think too, we can do a lot of sedum right up in here. Let's do a lot of perennial sedums. That way they can kind of hang off this old ugly outcropping right here, and they'll definitely be drought tolerant too. So I think between the sedums and grasses, yuccas, maybe we'll see if we can find some agave like stuff. That will really beautify this whole hill up here and make it look sharp. And just a real quick update on a video that I know we did. This is our Japanese plum yew, Cephalotaxis harringtonia. It's putting on a lot of new growth. It's really happy right here in this filtered sunlight type area. If you remember, we planted 3 of them and they are all putting on tons of new growth. So those 3 should cover up pretty much this entire area right here. Maybe even get to the edge. I don't know, that's kind of reaching. So we'll probably need to stick in a few more shade plants right in here. But anyway, just a little quick update on those. They're doing great, guys. And then this is that outcropping we were looking at just a second ago. It really bugs me. It just doesn't look good. If y'all have any ideas of what we could plant on this like near vertical wall right here, drop them in the comments below, because I'm kind of stumped as to what to do. I did stick this little bitty baby Firefall Japanese maple just right in here. So he'll get big eventually if he makes it, and that'll look kind of like a natural planting right there and look really cool. But maybe since we've already got this natural moss kind of growing on the side here, we could stick with something similar. I'm not sure how sedum would do on that wall just because we don't have a tremendous amount of light. It's probably sufficient. We might give sedum a shot, unless you guys know something that would do a little bit better. Well, there you have it, guys. That's kind of the plan for this week. I'm going to go down to the nursery now, check the availability list, see what they have. We're going to go ahead and make an order. I know it's going to be expensive, but now's the time to do it. I don't want to wait until it gets hot, because then the chances for survival of the plants is going to be less. So we're going to go ahead, make the order, get this stuff planted, get it mulched, and check it off the list. So appreciate you guys watching. Drop me some comments down below. I'd love to get y'all's mail. And if you have any planting ideas for real, put them down there. Or if you want to see a video on whatever, put it down there too. And remember, the more you know, the more you grow. See you on the next video, y'all.